All right, welcome back to another episode of StichMethod. Today we are going to actually expand on an idea of a video I made over a year ago. I made a video about navigating off of the B string, and people seem to really like it, got some requests, hey, can you do other strings? And I said, yeah, sure. I'm going to be very honest with you. At first, I had designed the entire lesson off of the G string, and then just maybe a half hour before we went to go make this video, I said, I think the D string should be next, and I want to explain why. Navigating off the D string, in my opinion, is the second easiest string to navigate off of instead of your E strings. A lot of us, like I talked about, we navigate. We need an A minor. We go here. We're playing A minor pentatonic. Great. Need a D major scale. Okay, we're going to navigate to our D here. And we're going to use that E string to help navigate off the D string. I believe it is the second easiest string to navigate off of. Each note on the D string, which we'll talk about, can produce major chords, major pentatonics, minor pentatonics, major scales, diatonic scales, minor scales, blah, 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 all of it. And so we're going to learn how to kind of navigate, and this should help kind of expand on all the ideas you've seen either on StichMethod or in your studies, just help you kind of navigate better. So let's talk about the D string. The reason the D string is, I think, the easiest string to navigate off of instead of E is because all the notes on the E string, you probably know this, are just 2 frets higher on the D. So if this is a G here, right, then, okay, 2 frets up on the D string right there, that's a G. If this is an A here, okay, D string 2 frets up, that's an A. And so we can learn the names of the notes on the D string rather easily just by using the E string mentally to kind of place where we are and say, okay, let me show you. Let's say I need a B on the D string. Well, I can find a B on the E string and then go up 2 frets very easily. All right? And so is it navigating off the E string? Well, it kind of is navigating off the E string loosely, but learning how to get there on the D string and do all these things and help you navigate better, it mostly comes from the D string mentality. All right, so let's talk about that. On the D string, we have D, D sharp or E flat, E, F, F sharp or G flat, G, G sharp or A flat, A sharp or B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, and then it repeats an octave higher, D, D sharp, E, blah, 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 blah. All right. And now each one of those notes, like I say, can become a chord, a pentatonic, or a diatonic. So let's just talk about major minor chords first. The major chord shape that comes off of the D string, of course, is the D-shaped cage chord. Now, if you don't know anything about the cage chord system, just Google or go on YouTube and StichMethod cage. Trust me, you'll find a treasure trove of information there. Well, if you put your first finger on the root note for a major chord, we can play this D shape. Now, a chart should be coming up right here, and I do have a supplemental chart for sale. If you want to have it and put in the binder, all my members of Patreon get the chart as well. And so this chord shape here I talk about is like the easier way to play a D-shaped chord, but I want to show you what's really going on here. To thicken it up, you put your first finger on the A string, so we have this like inner 4 right here. And really, when you play this shape here, you're not really playing the full major chord. You're just playing a bunch of 1s and 5s. And so this is where the imagination comes in. You can play this chord, of course, like this, but if you use your imagination, you can see the 7th fret here, and the 7th fret here, and the pinky here in the 8th fret. You can make a D shape around that chord, and now you have your full major chord. Yes, I was navigating coming off of the D string like this, and I can say, okay, well, let's see, this is a G, right? Here's a G here, up 2 frets, this is a G, 5th fret. So this would be a G major chord. You can thicken it up like here by borrowing your first finger on that A. And if you want to really get the taste of major, you can play this D shape, you're seeing right there, and going like this, getting the major 3rd in there. All right, so this is a G major chord, or G major chord. If I needed a, let's say an A major chord, all right, well, how do I do that? I can easily find the A on the E string, 2 frets up, on the D, there it is. I have my major kind of shape here, or I have the real major here. Take some imagination, all right? And I always think that, seeing things thoroughly and trying to imagine things really helps you get the chords. Let's just do one more. Let's just say I need a C chord, all right? And so I know the 8th fret of my E string is a C, D string, 2 frets up, 10th fret. There it is. Or like this, or like this. All right, now let's get to the minor chord shape. For the D string, your first finger actually stays on the root note. If you watch my B string video, I talk about how you change fingers. But this the D string, you both get first finger roots, okay? So let's go back to this G here on the 5th fret. If you look, coming up here, we have the D minor shaped chord, all right? And so right here, this is a G minor. Very, very simple. Here's your G major, here's your G minor. All of it navigated off of that D string. Let's just say I need an A minor, okay? Well, this is the A on the 5th fret of the E, 2 frets up, there's my A, play my D minor shaped chord from Caged. All right, let's just say I need a C sharp, right? This is a C sharp here, 2 frets up, C sharp, minor. So you have 2 different chord shapes, the D major chord shape and the D minor chord shape. Those are the chord shapes. Move them off of the root note on the D string. Let's just see how we can do this. All right, so let's just say we're going to take the chord progression to one of my favorite songs, Althea, and we're going to keep it very, very simple. It is B minor, A, E, A. Let's do that part. So B minor. Okay, if you're new to this and you don't know all the notes on your D string, we'll find the B on the E string. There it is, 7th fret, 2 frets up is your 9th fret. Play that minor shaped chord. Right, perfect, B minor. Okay, now we need an A. Well, you know, you can use all different ways of logic, but I know an A is 2 frets down from a B. But now we need an A major. We can play this guy, or you can play this guy. I just wanted to go explain the E, and I wasn't on camera there. My hand was way over here. All right, so you have the open E string, and 2 frets up on the D, right there is your E. So you have your E chord, E major like this, or like this. So, B minor, A, you can use this guy, or this, E, and back to A. So I'll play along with it really quickly, and you can play with me, but just test your skills out. B minor, A, E, A, B minor, A, E, E. Does that, okay? All right, so hopefully that made sense, and hopefully I wasn't too far off camera. I'm like watching and going, whoa, okay. So you have your major and minor chords off of the D string. Let's get down to pentatonics. This one actually, I mean, it all makes sense to me. The D string is just a great string to navigate off of. So we have those notes you can find by, you know, coming off the E string. So let's just talk about the major and minor shapes. The major shape, again, your first finger is going to be on that root note. It's awesome. And so this shape here, you know, there's so many ways to define it. It could be a number 3, a pentatonic form 3. It could be known as the D-shaped pentatonic. Again, if you watch my Cage Primer playlist and my Cage Masterclasses, this stuff will make clear sense, and that's pretty much it. All right, so the form here, this is the root note here. All right, and if you look, we're going to have frets. A chart's going to come up. This is known as the form 3. It's 5, 7. We're going to start from the root. Then 4, 7, 5, 8, 5, 7. But the whole shape is the form 3 pentatonic. So let's say I need a C sharp major pentatonic. Okay, C sharp, 9th fret of the E string, up 2 frets. If I remember that pattern, there's the root note. There's a mess up. And if somebody says, hey, we're jamming a C sharp major, okay, great. Instead of, you know, just being able to play, okay, well, I can play a C sharp here. Now you have another place to play it. All right, so that form is movable. Let's do it one more time. Let's find a B flat major pentatonic. That's a good one. Well, here's an A on the 5th fret. All right, and so here is, sorry, I have to move over. Here is the 6th fret B flat, 2 frets up, first finger's on that root note, form 3 off of this root. That's a B flat major pentatonic. All right. If you want to practice jamming with me and learning this stuff and practicing, check me out on Patreon. I make practice sessions for every YouTube video I make. Helps kind of get it into your bones. Enough about that. All right, and so let's talk about the minor pentatonic. The minor pentatonic, first finger, still takes the root. We love it. All right, and this is known as it's known as the form 2 to many of us, known as an E shape. When you see the graphic, or if you get the chart and you have it all organized on that one piece of paper, you'll see the pattern, all right? It's going to be, okay, so this is an A, right? So we have an A here. So this would be an A minor pentatonic, navigating off of the D string. You have 5, 8, 5, 7, 8, 10, 8, 10. There's a little pattern right here. This is the form 2, and if you know the pattern, because you studied this box before, but the key is the minor root notes right there. So this would be an A minor pentatonic. So you have major, minor pentatonics. Let's just do it one more time. Let's do a D minor pentatonic. Fascinating. All right, so there's a D on the E string, 10th fret, 2 frets up. We have our D here, and there's that shape. Put your first finger on the root note. Remember, you're just in that familiar like pentatonic shape, but your minor root note on the D string is right there. So it's a D minor. All right, and you can play, if somebody says D minor pentatonic, you got it. The last thing we'll talk about, and I know this is moving quickly, but I think that you're getting it, and there's a rewind button, and so is your diatonics, all right? D major and D minor, or sorry, I was just in D. Major and minor scales, full 7-note scales. All right, so let's talk about, let's just talk about the major. Same thing, you can find any note on that D string. Let's just say we need, I don't know, let's do something we haven't done. G sharp, okay, G sharp on that E, 2 frets up. On the chart, again, you're going to see diatonic. Here is interesting. With diatonic, you want to put your middle finger. With your major diatonic, middle finger is going to make this play better. And so we have, if you look at the pattern, it'd be 6, 8, 5, 6, 8, 6, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9. And then backwards, 8, 6, and then 9, 8, 6. This pattern here, this is always a major scale off of this note right here. This is a G sharp major scale. So if you need a G sharp major scale, you know how to find it. Let's do a B major scale. It was a B here on the 7th fret of the E string, 2 frets up. On the D string, there's my B. Remember, for major, put your middle finger there, all right? There it is. All right, and so you got, some of you might know these diatonic patterns and say, whoa, I've never thought of it, with the root note being on a D string, and that's what this video is for. And so, again, if you want to practice this, Patreon, check it out. All right, now we're going to do minor. Minor is actually quite easy. We're going to stick with A minor. There's my A, up 2 frets on the D string, 7th fret. You guys, if you play guitar and you learn the major scale, you're going to equate this with that the standard major scale shape. But this note here, that's the minor root note. We're working with the D string. And so it comes from, a standard major scale shape, or some people might call it an E-shaped scale. But nonetheless, this pattern starting on this D string note here is the minor. So this is an A minor scale. You have 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10, 8, 10, 7, 8, and you can come up to 10 if you want. And then we can go backwards, 10, 9, 7, 10, 8, 7, don't listen to me, 10, 8, 7, and then 10, 8, and you can always go to 7 if you want to. But it's really the standard shape scale. All right, it's coming off of this note here. All right, so you can see, if you can kind of find the notes on the E string, you can navigate off the D string really quite easily. So I'm just going to test myself, and then you follow along, see if you can do this. Again, if you really want to sink your teeth in, it's like the 4th mention. I'm so sorry. Check out my Patreon account. It's really worth it. People like it. Here we go. All right, so let's just say I need a G major chord. Okay, well, I can see my G here on the 3rd fret, 2 frets up, D string. Here's my G major chord. Or this. Let's just say I need a C minor chord. All right, so I have C on the E string, 8th fret, 2 frets up is my C on the D string. I'm playing my minor chord shape. That is a C minor chord. All right, let's just say I need a B flat major scale, a B flat major diatonic scale. B flat is on the 6th fret of the E string, so that means that it's right here, okay? And I can put my middle finger here, and now I have my major scale. Fantastic. Let's say I need a B, no, not B, let's do an F, great, F minor pentatonic. That's awesome. F, 1st fret of the E, here we go, right there, minor pentatonic. All right, I passed the test. Hopefully you did too. Quick video, I think, on navigating off of D string. So take some solos, some chords, some ideas that you usually route off the E string, move them to the D string, see how well you do. Thank you for being here on another episode of StichMethod, and we'll talk very soon. Bye-bye.